hear these youngins by the slang that I bit first, and I can't even get no credit for it, that shit hurt. Yeah, we been nerds, not the type to use big words. Still down to throw you if you throwin' the fist first. Fail face, but every now and then I don't get curved. Still end up broken hearted, that we get what we deserve. Freaks show they staring and don't ask for no pictures, cause I'm a giant man like I'm Fishburne. Maybe cause I'm hotter than the grease with a fish burn. We're slacking now, I'm putting in that work like an intern. I probably won't gain lives like trading in your system to GameStop. Don't really rap about what I ain't got. Been me since back when I could fit in the tank top. You think I'm ever changing? I think not. Hit the taco truck and I can show you the flame spots. They only taking cash and now I'm making the bank stop. Think cock, don't say a word, just open that safe lock. Nah, I'm playing the ATM, broken the rain wide. Raindrops falling on my head, I hate cops. Ain't talking to the feds, zombie mode on a rocky road, walking like I'm dead. Need to pick me up, that I will eat the chocolate with the bread. Still trash, just now me in my pockets getting fed. That's real rap, now I can pay for guac without a sweat. You feel that? Playlist full of indie and drill trap. Problems, I got 99 on me, I'm Lil Sap. But fucking never cried over spilled paps. Never crying over who spilled that. Young medicine man, and I'm looking to peel caps. Yeah. Put on the beat and I will snap. Put on the beat, I'ma kill that.
Yeah, yeah. What the fuck, la la. Yeah. Slump when I bang some dark when the rain come. God bless the dealers, ayy. God bless the dealers, ayy. Slump when I bang some dark when the rain come. God bless the dealers, ayy. God bless the dealers, ayy.
When I touched on, the plug's home. Moving product in the drug zone. Don't get touched on. Check and see if he got bugs on. No trust, no. Make a pussy pig pop me before he put the cuffs on. Like what's up, though?
Reverse Live is fully established in the 831. It's like being a premier battle rapper from the 831, right? And I've been moving up the ranks, traveling, getting on different bigger leagues, you know what I mean? And so like I finally am at a place that I don't feel like I'm punching up to go against Reverse Live. Like we're pretty even keel.
I don't know, I just go into it like any other battle. Just like fucking just exploit people's weaknesses and just drive them into the dirt with such activities.
Like fucking brass tacks, like what I would want to see more is just like more of an us versus them mentality instead of like a crabs in the bucket mentality, you know? Like the West as a whole kind of being a little more unified.
It's more prevalent now, like I see a lot more people that have their own fucking style and they're like kicking people's asses and shit, so it's cool to see, and I want that to continue. And I think there's a lot of platforms now that cater to things like that, so I think it's definitely upon us again, you know what I'm saying?
I think reverse raps really fucking well, you know what I mean? As far as like crazy punchlines, fucking I mean, I don't see him like out punching me as far as performance goes and like believability and fucking, I mean, like we're probably pretty close on that setting, but if you were gonna ask me what I think Reverse does better than I do, probably would be rap. You know what I mean? Like he just has like really good rhythmic flow patterns, really good cadences, and he raps really well.
What does Rubber do well? Wear tank tops. He's got that on lock. Next question.
Slump when I bang some dark when the rain come. God bless the dealers, ayy. God bless the dealers, ayy. Slump when I bang some dark when the rain come. God bless the dealers, ayy. God bless the dealers, ayy. What they tryna get? Tryna get? What they tryna get? I already got it.
Oh shit! Bing bang boom. Hey, hello, howdy. We're here once again. Ryne Radio, episode 200. Wow, that's crazy to say. How y'all doing? How's your wives? How's your lives? We got a special guest here with me today. Can you introduce yourself to my couple of degenerates that actually be logged on right now? Usually we have a couple more. They'll pile in.
I'm Sarah Kharri. I'm a comedian from San Francisco.
Yeah, no, I got on the show with Arturo
Yeah.
in Sunnyvale, I think, right? Yeah,
think so.
that's where we met up. Yeah, let's try to. You have to like talk like really close into these things. Unfortunately, it's like shitty. It's like shitty Howard Stern radio, like just like right up in there. But yeah, no, we met fucking at a mic. I was on a show. You were there. Obviously, I just said that. But I don't know, something about the way you had like your set and shit like that. I was like we even said it like there at the show. I was like, hey, your shit's like hella fucking cool. Like, and like we started following each other, whoop de whoop. And then at a certain point, I just like seen a lot of the shit you were sharing and whatnot. To where I was just like, hey, you want to just be homies? Like fucking, because it seemed that we have similar senses of humor and taste in women that break our hearts.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's been fucking tight.
Similar kink for problematic.
Yeah, no, I love problematic women so fucking much. Like, I like to the point where like I fully recognize that like I could probably meet like a good chick and just be like, no, you're boring. I need chaos. Like,
my worst nightmare is dating someone with a family healthy enough to make me like wake up and do a 5K on Thanksgiving. Like, fuck.
part of me would like that, and then another part of me would be like, no, never. Like, I don't know. I feel it. Like something like I guess I'm just as fucking problematic then, because I'm just like I'm that kind of asshole where like I want to fight a little bit and then like have like the fucking makeup afterwards. I guess I don't want it, but it seems that like I get drawn to that the most, and like we seem to bond over that because like you have similar taste in women, and then like you know fucking we were talking about like you also collect like fucking vinyl and shit like that.
Yeah.
And you definitely have way more of a like you're like more metal based and shit like that, right?
Yeah, really into early like metal hardcore stuff is what I was into in high school, and then like 90s grunge and some earlier stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely had a period. Like I think right around the time I first started smoking weed for the first time, I was just like, oh, Nirvana, Alice in Chains. I was like, yeah, I hate my life too, bro. This is great.
Yeah.
Especially Alice in Chains. I was talking about this one time to Dirtbag Dan, who used to like have this channel, ran the league that that I take over now and whatnot. Something about because I really like the fucking Alice in Chains unplugged fucking performance.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like it because I know he's gonna die not long afterwards.
Are you familiar with like the backstory of all that?
Not
like,
completely, but somewhat a little bit. As far as just I know, it was like 2 weeks after that they found him in the fucking room or whatever, and like one of the band members like hella blames himself because
supposedly like during the unplugged shooting, like the recording of it, the actual live performance, they had to stop shooting several times because he was so like strung out that he was like sliding out of his chair and stuff. He had to like restart several songs.
That's so wild.
Yeah,
it's so wild to like be like in a like this is like a weird thing to say, like, you know, obviously don't do drugs, kids, but like that just goes to show like the level of raw talent that like someone like that could have to like be like that much in the throes of like a fucking heroin addiction, to be like literally like moments from like knocking on death's door about it, and still like when I watch that shit and hear that shit, I'm just like fucking that shit's like especially because they pick like a lot of great fucking songs to do, and I don't know. I'm a fucking, I guess like a fucking emo to a certain degree. Like
that's
I like a lot of that fucking kind of shit to like sometimes.
Yeah, I like a lot of like, I don't know, the emo that I like is like really obscure stuff that like would kill a conversation at a party. I feel like it's like very niche and like early.
Fair enough.
Yeah, like Midwest emo and that kind of stuff.
Like what, like specifically?
Like bands like American Football and like Sunny Day Real Estate and stuff like that.
Over
It's
my head.
really, really early.
I
But
like popular emo shit to a certain degree, but I like then like people will tell me about like bands like what you just said. I'm just like, oh, I guess I'm not even fucking aware of any kind of shit.
there's a song that I don't know why, but there's a song called Never End that like American Football did that's been used in the background of like several like commercials and like things where it's one of those ones where you don't realize you've heard it, but you've heard it. Like,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Fair enough. Nah, I like a fucking like I said, like I like really cheesy emo shit. Like I like that typical fucking like especially like the fucking like the I Miss You from Blink-182, the fucking like when he's like, where are you? Like that type of fucking cheesy emo shit. Like that shit's right up my fucking alley. Like fucking that
The
type
emo
of shit.
accent.
Fucking like what like Hawthorne Heights and then fucking like My Chemical Romance. Although My Chemical Romance I would not say is fucking cheesy because that fucking 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge.
Yeah.
I would put that shit up against like that whole
That's
album
a straight
is a
like
fucking
rock album. Like, yeah.
masterpiece. Like
Yeah.
I would put like not even just rock, like just music in general. Like
Yeah.
I feel that's one where I'm gonna be like in my 60s, like, yeah, I remember where I was when 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge fucking dropped. I remember where I was when I watched Helena on TRL. And then my grandkids would just be like, okay, grandpa, like.
Seriously, I feel like that now half the time. Like I've been at bars several times where there's been like I don't know, just like Zoomers there talking about like their music, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm so out of touch already.
I don't know if I'm just in a bubble, but I feel like so many people have like lost that sort of that much of a sense of appreciation for music to where like I remember like even though I still grew up kind of in the generation of like kind of the early internet days, it was still very much like, and although like, and I was talking to my cousin about this, I think my generation ruined things a little bit with like LimeWire and shit like that, making mix CDs because then we didn't really appreciate like albums as much. We were just more like, oh, let's just pick out the hits and then make like a mix of the hits, which is like, okay. But then over time, I've kind of learned like, oh no, I like a complete project. Like I like listening to a full album like that and shit. But I don't really know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
I think
I know what you mean. Though.
I just miss those kind of days of like waking up, fucking getting ready for school, and then like seeing a new fucking video on TRL and like a new band. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like,
I
and
like
then just having like a whole year defined by like a certain album or some shit like that.
I love albums that force me to listen to them more than once, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely.
Like a once for just like how it generally makes you feel. Like I don't like to get like prescriptive with like how to listen to things, but every album that I would put like on my top 10 of all times like really confused me at first. In a weird way, it was like that's a good thing. It's how I know that like some like an album or an artist is gonna be really great is if it's like challenges me enough to have to listen to it 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, wow, like that. One that really did that for me when I was like really young, because I grew up like I don't know, on my mom's side of the family, she listened to like classic, I would say like R&B type stuff. My dad was like a classic rock type dude, so like when something like Wu-Tang would like come about, it, you know, real like aggressive, like raspy, like type of vocals over a beat, like it confused me at first. I didn't know how to react to it, but then that was one of the first like hip hop albums that really like turned me on to like the entire genre, because I was like, wow, this is really deep. It tells a story. They've woven in like I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It was almost like reading a comic book, but in like album form. And that format now is like, I don't know, it set a precedent for the way other people like put together that kind of stuff, like an amalgam of different types of art. And yeah, another, like I can name 3 different ones that did that to me, where they just like disrupt me a certain way, and I'm like, I know that's gonna be good because I hate it right now, but the 3rd time I listen to it, it's gonna be my favorite album ever.
I know I have a couple like that for sure, but I don't know if I can like really name them off the top of my head. But is there like one lately? Have you like? Is there like a good ass album you listened to lately where like you're just like, man, front to back slapper?
Oh man, that's hard because like lately I've been on like such an old school kick that like nothing is like pre-70s, to be really honest, that I've listened to from front to back.
Even if it's an older one, fucking, is there one that like you like recently discovered where like, oh, I didn't really know about this that much?
Oh god, I can't think of the name of the album. It's killing me because I have it like on my wall, but it's the Herbie Hancock album with Watermelon Man.
I don't know if I know the Watermelon Man, but fucking Herbie's this fucking guy.
Yeah, god. It's killing me that I don't remember the name of it. Everything else that I've been listening to, it's because I've been wanting to like cover the song.
Nice.
And so it's like so old that I feel like I'll like turn off your audience. Like, what is this like Motown shit you're talking
Fuck
about
'em.
right now?
Fuck them. They're here. These guys. If they're here, they're here. No, I love these guys. They're fucking all diehard supporters. Fucking oh shit, I got my guy fucking Avocado in the fucking place. Fucking AQ's in the place. Tino's in the place. Nerg's in the place. There's a few other folks that I know you're watching, but you're just being shy. That's okay. Just hit like. That's fine. But what is he saying? That's a good perspective. You can only apply that to film. Also, all good art requires a revisit. Yeah, no, I like that a lot. Yeah, no, because there's always shit like it's like whether it's a great album or whether it's a great movie. Like for sure, like there's always things. I heard something recently where someone was saying all the best art should either command love or how do they put it? They said people should either be provoked or they should love it. They were just like anybody that's just like, oh yeah, I like that. That's okay.
One of
So,
my
like-
favorite quotes is like, art should disturb the comfortable and comfort the disturbed.
Okay, yeah,
Like-
there we go. I like that more, like, because that's like a little bit more like new, like more specific. Like, yeah, no, I like that. I definitely agree because it's some of the, that's definitely some of the best shit. Sometimes it's just things that are so ahead of the curve where you're just like, oh, this doesn't make sense to me right now, and then you pick it back up and it's just like, oh, I didn't catch this actual fucking part here and there. AQ saying you have a girl on the show run, they're scared. Yeah, no, fucking. I think you're the third chick to ever be on this show ever.
Nice.
One I actually knew. The other one I just met because she was a comic in New Mexico, and I only
Nice.
interviewed her once, but I didn't like know her. Not that like we're like hella tight, but like we've already kicked it and shit
Yeah.
like that. And I fuck with your comedy hella heavy because you like. And I even told you when we were hanging out, like fucking getting records, like you have like a. And I'm like, I mean it like, as a compliment, you have like a fucking like Daria, Janine Garofalo kind of fucking.
I appreciate that.
Because it's very conversational and just, but the way you word shit is just like fucking hilarious. And
I appreciate that.
Widow saying what he feels like we're watching Ryne's dating life. Nah. So that's what's tight about fucking Sarah is you even talk about it in your comedy a lot. Is what like you're a unicorn lesbian,
Gold Star.
gold star lesbian. That's right. My bad. I don't know the specifics.
Yeah.
But no, because and I think I was even talking to you about that. I was just like, yeah, no, I kind of actually like need like more chicks to hang out with that like I don't want to date. Like,
No, that's
so I was like, this is perfect because that's out the window.
yeah, definitely. I kind of like it's how I sort of fell into having a lot of guy friends, which is really funny. But I noticed that like scarcity is like a big thing. I joke about that in my comedy like all the time because like lesbians are 5% of the population. So one of the biggest challenges is not dating your fucking friends. Like if
So
one of
you
your-
understand.
Yeah, exactly. So I have like a ton of like straight dude friends at this point because in between like hanging out with girls, the things that I like to do are like skate, play guitar, and do outdoorsy stuff. So I wind up in like a bunch of guy circles a lot of the time.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, like, and I'm especially like, I'm bad about it because I'm a kind of person, like, I'm a relationship kind of person more than I'm just like a fucking around kind of a person to where I'm like, okay, I want to like be friends with somebody before I date them. But
Yeah.
then if I'm dating everybody that like I'm cool with, then I'm not really cool with everybody
Yeah,
because
ever
then
again.
shit's wicked, like awkward. Awkward. I don't know. I said wicked. Awkward. So yeah, that's always. So that it's a fine balance as
Yeah.
as like you just said, like fucking as anything else. Avo, you're telling me, sister. Yeah, no, fair enough. But you were telling me downstairs a little bit, like you were having a wild night. You were fucking at Milk Bar, fucking people are on acid and shit. Like, can we run that shit back?
That was funny. Like it's kind of inconclusive and like I don't even understand what happened to be honest. But you know how like when people are on acid, they just kind of like speak in a language that only they understand. Maybe someone else on acid understands, but everyone else like does not understand this like new dialect. And The thing to do at Milk Bar, because they do the comedy show like a hour before the band goes on. That's like their feature for the night. Most of the time, since the neighborhood is like Hey Ashbury, it's a band that's like really synonymous with like that culture or like the sound that sort of originated from there, which is dope because like that's, you know, you went record shopping with me. That's kind of outside of the metal stuff and all that. I like the psychedelic rock and everything. And apparently last night that's who was playing, because like half the audience you could tell was on acid just based on their late ass reactions to everything. And the fact that like I had just gotten off stage like to do my set. I guess where I was going with that is people pregame for the show, the band or whatever, by dropping acid during the comedy show, and by the time that I had gone up, it definitely had like kicked in for this girl. And I got done doing my set, and on either side of like Milk Bar there are chairs and then like an aisle where you like walk up the stairs onto the stage. And as I'm walking down the stairs, this girl on acid just like stands up and gives me a hug as I'm trying to like walk down, and I didn't even like get off the stairs yet. And I was like, thank you, cool. And then like walk to the back, and she like pulls me outside and starts like rambling nonsense to me in this like weird alleyway in the back of the bar that I'd never seen before. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I think when we were talking earlier, what even like brought this story up is because you were talking about giving someone an Irish goodbye, and that's pretty much what happened, because like I swear I thought it was gonna be like a weird swinger situation, like, oh, we like your vibe from across the bar.
Okay, that's why I was thinking a unicorn, because that's a usual fucking shithead move that people do. Fucking yeah, my bad. Fucking.
But yeah, the actual words came out of her mouth as she was rambling, like, I'm gonna change your life. And I was like, are you gonna share acid with me? Or are you gonna try to rope me into like a threesome or something? Because she went and grabbed her boyfriend, but I guess like he could tell that his girl was like being annoying, and he was like, hey, cool, honey, and like kind of started to like, I don't know, like mitigate.
Who's hungry?
Literally, I like Irish goodbye and right out of that. But she took my phone and called herself from it. So some girl named Nikki that was on acid last night has my number. We'll see where that goes.
Shouts out to Nikki. Shoot your shot, girl.
Yeah.
Your man's killing your fucking vibe. Your man cockblocks you.
She was in a different dimension than me, I think, but in some life we had met before. I think,
but is she problematic enough to be your type?
Apparently, definitely aggressive enough.
Fuck yeah. Oh man, yeah. No, last night fucking I kind of had a weird one too, cause and like this also kind of ties into like a great album, cause I'm fucking very much about like there's like, and we were talking about this a little bit downstairs, just hella good ass like bands coming out, like not just because of the like the COVID like pandemic and like people like started a bunch of new bands, but not just that, but like a very specific, like there's hella new soul bands that sound like they came from the fucking 60s and 70s and shit. And one of them in particular I love is Duran Jones and the Indications. They came out in like 2014 though.
Interesting.
Like they've been around for a while, but they recently just dropped an album called Private Space that's like very 70s R&B kind of style and shit. And I last seen these guys in Santa Cruz at the fucking Catalyst before the pandemic. Dance my fucking ass off the entire time. And this is before I started taking hella mushrooms to go to concerts, allegedly.
Yeah.
And fucking just dance my ass off the whole time. They had this they fucking they played fucking Agony and Ecstasy by fucking Smokey Robinson. And fucking there was a great ass part where, because they'll do things, they have two different lead singers. They have a guy that's like their drummer is a singer and he hits the falsetto, and then they have like a lead singer that's like what was it, the baritone is the low one.
Gotcha.
And fucking they like to do like because they trade off some songs, one's more predominant than the other, and then some songs they kind of like almost duet.
Yeah.
And then other times they're just doing like the guy's just doing like a badass drum fill, and he like almost has like a Buddy Holly kind of style because they're all from Texas.
That's cool.
Whereas like the fucking Roy Orbison glasses, and he's just fucking just sitting there like straight face, and he's just fucking like going all around like he has like 6 arms and shit. And when I seen him at Santa Cruz, he was doing this like drum fill thing in between songs, and then all of a sudden he just stops. It goes quiet for 2 seconds, and like the whole crowd's dancing when it happens. Stops. The crowd just like immediately cheers hella hard, like because he's just being hella badass. And then like after 2 seconds, because they also have horns in their band, it just goes dun 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 dun, and he just goes right into Tonto Jump On It out of fucking nowhere.
That's
like,
sick.
and it's so sick because like the drum thing that he was doing before wasn't Tonto, but it was just almost in the same vein because he's
That's
just
really
like sitting
cool.
there soloing hella hard, and then fucking stops, dun dun dun, and I was like so drunk that I just started doing like I was in fucking Fresh Prince and started fucking like
That's sick.
Kimasabe, jump on it, and I fucking got like a bunch of people in my section to start doing it too, because like I'm fucking wild at a concert, like I get into that shit. But so I got to see them again last night at the fucking Fox in Oakland, and like I said, now I just be taking like hella shrooms when I go to shows.
Nice.
And
I was
shit.
wondering who you saw last night. I saw some of your Instagram.
Yeah,
stories.
that was him, and yeah, I only realized when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, you cannot like tell who these guys are whatsoever. And then like I like to fucking be like intentionally vague sometimes. I want people to like, oh, this sounds good. Who is this? And then I'll be like, yeah, it does sound good, doesn't it, motherfucker? And I want to put you onto this shit and not be sneaky about it. Like I want
Nice.
you to hit me up and know who this is. No, but it was so fucking good. And then yeah, they were just as good fucking last night. Like I said, I just fucking took a bunch of shrooms and was tripping out on the lights hella hard because I started getting really good at doing shrooms. Like,
Yeah, same.
I can like do a bunch now, and then like when it starts feeling hella intense, I just like breathe.
Yeah.
And then it just like I really understand why they call it rolling, like because it really is like or like how they say
It's-
it comes in waves.
Yes, it's a super wavy.
I was
feeling.
just like last night. I was like up to like fucking midnight, just hearing the wobbles on my fucking couch, like
That's
just
funny.
like oh my god. And then the show was fucking great because like I said, the band's fucking tight. All their fucking every one of their albums you can listen to front and back. But I was dancing my ass off, and then there was this like big fucking Mexican dude that was next to me that was hella cool. We were hella friendly, and he had like a fucking like I was telling you downstairs, like a sexy ass chick with him, and she would like be trying to dance on him hella hard, and he was like into it. He was like singing and like two-stepping, but like I'm fucking like I get down, dog. I was into that shit, and she started like kind of creeping over to me a little bit, to where like he would kind of keep pulling her back, and he wouldn't really say anything to me because he would be like talking to me, and I would talk back to him, and then I gave him a shroom because he like I was smoking a joint. He was like, "Oh, I can't smoke." I was like, "You want some?" He's like, "No, I can't smoke for my job." And then he started saying, he's like, I was about to bring mushrooms, but I forgot them shits at home because they don't test me for psilocybin. And then I just reached into my pocket and just opened up my fucking baggie, and I was like, grab one. Because I was already like on 4, like starting to like really peak. I was just like, grab one. And he just grabs one, and then he's like, oh my God. And he's just like talking to girls. He's like, hey, this guy has shrooms. He just gave me shrooms. And then she's like, oh my God, really? And I was all, grab one too. And they both, so like the rest of the night, he would never say shit to me when she would keep kind of like wanting to try to dance, and then like if he would keep leaving to like go to the bathroom or get another beer or whatever, and that's when she would kind of like start being like whatever. So I just be me. So I'm like, okay, if she dances with me, she dances with me. I'm not gonna like start like grinding on her or anything like that. I just do me. And then like when he comes back, she would just like kind of slide back over. So I was like, this is kind of weird but tight, but whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, great fucking time. But then it was fucking Oakland. So I parked my car in the street. I leave the fucking Fox, and I parked on 17th, walk down 17th. I see my car, everything's fine. But I saw a taco truck while I was walking to my car. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get some tacos really quick. Fuck it. My car looks okay. Go fucking sit to wait for tacos. It takes a good minute. And then I sit there and eat the tacos. Fucking walk back to my car. The fucking window, the back like triangle of my shit on my back side, like on my, it's behind my driver's side, but on the back seat, the little triangle window. Some piece of shit fucking smashed that fucking shit. And I'm hella still salty about
Welcome
that.
to Oakland.
I'm still salty about that because I would almost rather it been like the whole window because those are cheaper to replace because it's more fucking shit to where
Yeah.
I was like, why would you like, to where I was just like, you only broke this to be a shithead. Like,
Yeah.
you couldn't like reach into my shit at all. So like you broke it, took a look into my shit, saw that there was nothing there at all, and just like, all right, whatever, fuck this guy. I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's a fucking Toyota CHR. It's not even like a fan, like, it's, and then like it's fucking tenants, and then that's more too. I'm very excited about that. So thank you, Oakland. I almost had like the perfect night.
Yeah.
Luckily I was I was still rolling so hard that I was just like, you know what, could be worse. And even now I'm like, could be worse, but I'm very annoyed still at the same time.
I got rid of my car like a long time ago because I just couldn't deal with it.
Well, yeah, because you like to like live in the city too, right? So it's like fucking why even bother?
I live like on the corner of like Fulton Street too, which is like extremely busy like all the time. You can't even make left turns on it. And there's no parking or anything. I think I've taken like my blood pressure down significantly since getting rid of a car. Like it's kind of chill too. Like I used to think that I don't know, like I'm kind of an independent person, so I thought that I would hate like not being able to drive myself places, but it's kind of nice just like never having to worry. Like if I want to have extra beer, I could do it. If I want to sit in traffic and read because someone else is driving, like it's way easier for me. And now that I've gotten used to it, the one thing that it does do to me though is like leaving San Francisco, like anything outside of it just feels like Los Angeles at this point. It's so far. Like everything that's not like 45 minutes is basically an hour and a half or over when you don't have a car, if that makes sense, because you have to kind of like hop trains and stuff.
Nah, fair enough. But it's like I can like, you know, everything has its fucking perks and its drawbacks. But like, yeah, like there's definitely a certain level of freedom of just walking around. Like when I was living in Washington for like a few months, I would just fucking walk around all the time, and it worked out. It wasn't the fucking worst thing in the fucking world. And then like, yeah, you're in Frisco, so it's not like it's kind of made for that to a lot of fucking degree. And then, you know, doing mics and whatnot, like it's probably like kind of handy because you're already in the city anyway. So you just like worst case Uber somewhere.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, you like ride your board and shit like that, right?
Yeah. It's a lot faster, honestly. You learn like little hacks after living in the city. After a while, like what to take and when and how to cut corners off time and stuff. But I finally have all of that down, and thankfully, like now that we're like post pandemic, some of the mic scene is coming back a little bit,
Yeah.
which it's, you know, one of those things where it's like a thankless job like for people to do, but it's essential to like the
Oh, yeah.
culture of getting good at comedy. So you just, you know, I'm glad they're popping back up again, even though it's, you know, grind work at the end of the day.
Oh, trust me, I run a battle rap league. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing more niche or like whatever, but
Yeah.
like to those that matter, it matters the most. And it's like I'm like a handful of people that's in a position to like be capable of doing it. So it's like, all right, well, I'm kind of responsible to do it then.
Yeah.
To a certain degree. Fucking avocados and fucking I turn into Woodstock Willie at concerts. That's facts. That's facts. He was asking that you're a
You'd
comedian.
have fun at Milk Bar then.
You would have fun at Milk Bar. You would have fun at BOTZ, like, because how you were saying at Milk Bar, like everyone's high on acid, that
Yeah.
they delay their reaction. I was about to tell these guys, I was like, what does that sound like? It sounds like a fucking BOTZ event.
That's funny.
Our events are like, we would call them Woodstock for the longest time because motherfuckers would just take acid and shrooms and just get fucking just twacked out of our mind. Like, you have to be so good to like make us like really react. Like, we'll just be high as fuck, doing our thing, fucking Avo, smoking piff, taking shrooms. That's exactly right, sir. Yeah, no, you've been fucking, and I also been, I respect you because I see you just like killing it on the mics. I mean, I don't see you on your mics. I just see that you're like constantly posting like flyers that you're on. Like you're really working at the fucking comedy shit.
I appreciate that.
Like when you like, how long you been doing that? When did you start?
I was a writer for a while because like what I really like wanted to do out of college was write for like TV or radio, but like right at that time, that it's gonna like age me a little bit, but that was right when like that whole paradigm shift from like old school like terrestrial radio to like live streams and stuff like that was
Yeah.
happening. And so I kind of had this opportunity to either go into more writing, I was an assistant producer like in radio for a little bit, and so my job would be booking like talent, comedians, bands, athletes, that kind of stuff for our host to interact with. Got to put together some segments there and like kind of fell in love with it, but never really. I'm a pretty shy person, and so it took me a while to find, I guess, like the balls to do it, and then like the time, because I don't know what your experience was like, but finding my first open mic was like I didn't know what the Bay Area comedy group or any of that was at the time.
Yeah.
So you would just kind of like stumble into like these weird mixed mics with like the weirdest vibes. And that was kind of like how I started doing comedy, and I got serious about it after I got out of radio because I moved to like doing tech stuff and just wanted to do creative things, and so just started hitting random shitty mics that were mixed mics with like singers and other performers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like literally like did my first 3 minutes after a magician, and then finally like found the actual comedy scene like 3 years ago. So I would say like 3 total years, but 2 that count because of the pandemic.
Yeah, that's what like so I started in like I feel stupid to say it, but like I started in 2018, but even then like I haven't like been like super consistent at it because like I fucking work at UPS, so like it takes me a little time throughout the day.
It's hard.
Yeah, so
I'm the same way where like it's kind of wherever I am working that day, if there's a mic in the area, I'll just hit that one.
Oh, that's
Like,
fire.
I would love to have like a regular one that I go to, but my life just doesn't work like that right now.
Yeah, no, but like that's great that you're still able to be somewhat consistent, but you're able to just like kind of throw it around like your schedule still. Like that's in my mind, like those are like any of my most favorite fucking performers, whether it be comedians, musicians, or whatever. It's all people that just did shit like that. Like they were just
Yeah.
fucking absolutely relentless at chasing their fucking dream, or if you call it a dream or whatever it is. Just like somewhere, it was just people that was just like, no, I just love to do this. I just
Yeah.
want to do this. It fulfills me when I do it. Like I'm gonna just keep doing it no matter fucking what.
Yeah.
And
I do feel like that big picture perspective kind of sets a lot of people apart. Like, I don't know. There are people that do it because they like really, really want to do it, and there are people that have like a weird hostility. And I'm like, hostility and work ethic are different, my friend. Like,
I think those are the people that are like, because there's definitely people that just want to get on.
mm-hmm,
you know?
exactly what I was meaning. Yeah,
Not like people that really just
love
like,
it. Like,
they just want to fucking make a bunch of drunks fucking laugh about stupid shit.
mm-hmm.
Like, to where like to me that's when it's the best. Like so it's like I haven't had the most experience, but I've had enough to where I've kind of got to see somewhat of the regulars in like the Bay Area scene,
Yeah.
to where like you could kind of tell immediately like who's
Absolutely.
like. And there's also that element of like, you know, fucking comedians have like the professional comedians have podcasts, so they all talk about like the way they hang out, to where there's like that superficial way that like some open micers want to hang out. I'm like, no, man, like you're not that great, and fucking
Yeah.
we don't really get along that cool.
Yeah, like nothing that we have to talk about is that sick to where it's worth like, I don't know, like sabotaging each other and being like unproductive.
Like I'll
and
smoke a
stuff.
joint with you fucking out front, but like
Yeah.
outside of that, like I'm not gonna like I think a lot of it too is I'm so jaded from the battle rap world because I
That's fair.
did all of that shit in the battle rap world when I
Yeah.
came up, to where when I started doing more comedy, I'm like, no, I'm not hanging out in diners till 3 a.m.
Yeah,
That's not
exactly.
my no. I'm doing my shit. We could talk about like jokes and whatever, and then like I'm dipping. But even then, like I mean, and I will say, like, I like seeing other people live, but I don't want to like really like absorb other people's shit too much.
That's fair. Yeah. I'm kind of the same way where like if someone is in the area that's like a touring comedian that I like really look up to, like someone that I love to watch live is Dave Attell. Like anytime
Fire.
he's in town, like I just will drop whatever I'm doing to try to see him because it's like he's like a one of the last true like comics where he does something different every time. It's always funny. It's always really authentic.
He has just crazy ass.
I
like,
learned so much from him. Like
I don't
where-
catch a lot of his shit, but there's like I was listening to a Doug Stanhope thing where one time
I
where
love
he,
Doug too.
he was talking about how much he loves Dave Attell. He's always great because he'll just call you up at like 2 a.m. He's like, hey, do you have a bit about a clown on a pogo stick or a fat chick on a pogo stick? Like no, okay, I was just checking. And then, like, he'll just hang up and like he'll just like do shit like that. But sorry, I was totally cutting you off.
That's hella funny.
It's just, or I also love where he was just like, I think I had seen a special of his one time where he said something along the lines of like, he's like, you know, it's like funny but sad, kind of like getting tipped up by a clown. That's why I was thinking clown.
That's hella funny.
But no, you were saying something about David Toe, but I like totally cut.
Oh
you
no,
off.
you're fine. He was just one of the ones where like consistently like I'll go out of my way to see, but similarly to you, I'll kind of avoid watching too much stand up because I don't want to do that thing. I forgot like what the cycle college-y term was for it, but it's like where you forget that you've heard something somewhere else and
Yeah.
you like start to sound like that thing. It makes me think of when I first started playing guitar, for example. I would try it. This was like before like YouTube was a thing or anything, where you would just learn tabs and stuff that
Yeah.
you searched
Yeah,
online.
no, that's how I pretty much learned.
And so, like, let's say my two favorite bands at the time in like 7th grade were like Nirvana and AFI or something
Fire.
like that. And everything I would try to write on my own sound just like a worse version of Nirvana and AFI. So if I, for example, like wanted to study someone religiously, I'm like, I'm gonna try to be like my two favorite people to listen to, like Bernie Mac and Joan Rivers or something like that. I would just sound eventually like a shittier version
That's a
of both
great
of those
combo.
people.
That's a great combo. I love Bernie Mac too.
Yeah,
So good. Fuck, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
I miss like so much about his show and his comedy.
Yeah.
I would
just
have
so
loved to hear
fucking-
what he had to say about like the last 10 years
Oh,
of life.
man.
Too.
I mean, I think about that with so many comics that passed away.
Yeah.
Though, like Carlin. Like every time something truly crazy happens, I'm just like, what would Carlin say, man?
Yeah.
Like instead of what would Jesus do, what would Carlin say? Fucking AFI though, that's fucking fire. I was almost just about to like bust into some AFI just because you mentioned it, but I don't
That
wanna. I
the
don't wanna
Art of
embarrass
Drowning
myself too
album
much.
like popped up on my Spotify like not that long ago, and I have not listened to it probably since actually 8th grade, and I still remembered like every song like it was.
I forgot how much I liked him until there was a wrestler, CM Punk. He used to he used to come out to what is it like Miss Sensory or some shit, like the one where he's like nothing from nowhere and no one at all.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't know the rest. I just know the front part. But like
God,
he
I
used to come
know-
out to that song back in the day, and then now he's like returned to wrestling. And then there was an event where he's like supposed to be channeling his more darker persona, and he came out to that song again, and people were just
Gotcha.
like losing their shit. And then I
That's
was just
awesome.
like, I forgot how good that fucking song is.
Yeah.
It's a good one to run to.
Yeah. That whole album was really good.
Fuck yeah, no. I'm gonna fucking do a little fucking promo here for a second, because like I was saying, we be running a fucking rap battle league over here, and we do gotta keep these guys their fucking their whistles wet, fucking paws or whatever the fuck. Anyway, fucking I do have all of the battles pretty much like the last like 3 since February. I've helped produce 5 different fucking battle rap events. I film most of them. I do like graphic shit for them all. We do like live battle streams here. I honestly fucking, it'd be kind of tight if I could peer pressure you to fucking show up to one, because they are fucking
I'm
fun
down,
as
yeah.
fuck.
I'll definitely check
And
one out.
like when we do the fucking ones at the lot, like I was saying, like there'd be like edibles there and
Nice.
fucking all that kind of shit.
Very
Like,
cool.
you can stock up on all kinds of fucking goodies there. We be doing someone on or not even someone, Keegan on Facebook, who's like a fucking like MVP fan throughout the battle rap world, was saying other people smoke at their battle rap events. BOTZ has battles at their smoke sessions,
That's really funny.
and that's like true as fuck. So we have a fucking good time. But even if we don't have those fucking things, like if we're just throwing like events where we're just like straight up filming, those are fun as fuck too, because we're all rappers, so we all have fucking alleges on us regardless. And
Nice.
they're kind of tight because it's kind of rushed. It's almost like a roast battle, but rhyming fucking words. So there's an extra level of like, it's like a roast battle, but like a Rubik's Cube,
Gotcha.
like at the same time, because people are like trying to really rhyme and all that kind of shit. Have like 26 battles in the tuck. If you go to our Patreon, patreon.com/BOTZ battles, for only $5, you can watch all of our battles before they ever release on YouTube. And part of me was only going to release like the most, like the best of the best battles to YouTube, but fuck all that shit. I'm just going to release battles like 2 to 3 months after the fact. So starting June 3rd, I'm going to be dropping Captain Autism versus Lucky. And then every single Friday, just like what we were doing last year, a battle's going to be dropping every Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific. It used to be Pacific Standard Time, but now I'm seeing Reddit corrected me the other day and it said PDT. So I don't know what the fuck that means.
Gotcha.
But if you down with PDT, fucking, you know me, fucking, and it's going to be dropping at 8 p.m. Fucking, yeah. So we got Captain Autism versus Lucky, and I kind of mixed it up. for you fucking guys that kind of know what's up. They're not necessarily in order as the way that like they were filmed live because, you know, wanted to like kind of like massage it a little bit, making like an album almost to a certain degree. So yeah, Captain Autism versus Lucky drops June 3rd. The following week, Nefazar versus Casa De Niro, Wisecrack versus Rawjaw, Nexus versus Idol, Jiggles versus Luck E, and then the following week after Lucky, because Jiggles versus Lucky is July 1st. The following week, we're gonna go right into the following event, which was BOTZ at the Shop, and it's gonna be Kane versus Didi, Rashad versus L Dog, White Widow Hayes versus Sasquatch Josh, AQ versus Rawjaw. Then we're going to drop the debut from Faust. And then on August 12th will be Black Cloud MC versus Daniel Blackton. And then the following week after that, we're going right into the next event. Rubber Tongue versus Reverse Live, August 19th. The following week, 111 versus Chaz Ross. Then it's Tino versus Joe Boy, Conflict versus Airy, Daniel Blackton versus Madman League, and Nexus versus Luck E. Like I was saying, all of those battles are on the Patreon now. If you just cannot wait, if you're like, Ryan, look, man, I really want to watch Rubber versus fucking Reverse. Why can't you just drop that shit next week? Because it's called equity, okay? I know that you want to watch that. And it's a great battle. I've seen it. I've seen it like 3 times now because I'm a great fucking fan of my own shit. And I like to fucking pat myself on the back. So I have the Patreon. I even pay for the Patreon that I run. And I can watch that shit at my leisure. And you can too. It's only $5. It helps us support Adopt My Block, fucking Dog Rescue, which is fucking what Dirtbag Dan runs now. That's how I'm able to run this because... and everyone hates me for doing so because I'm like, you know how Steve left Blue's Clues and then there was the second guy?
Yeah.
I'm the second guy.
That's funny.
But we have 26 battles in the truck. And like I said, next week on June 3rd, we're going to start watching from the top of Captain Autism versus Lucky. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to be dropping at the end of June, June 25th, we're going to be back at the shop. BOTZ at the Shop, fucking part 2. I'm not calling it part 2, but whatever. We're just, every time we go there, it's just BOTZ at the Shop, and then, you know, whatever. You guys get the point. But BOTZ at the Shop, I got a whole gang of battles. I think there's 9 or 10 battles. I'm going to be making the flyer tonight, dropping that shit in the morning. Like I said, June 25th. And then, like I said, we're going to be doing monthly events all the way up into fucking October, which we like to call BOTZtober around here. That's like going to be our WrestleMania event going forward. Hopefully, because now we have been like really consistent with our Patreon, and I put polls. I put polls with each battle. We kind of use those as a record. So hopefully we can have a fucking champion. Hopefully by the end of this year, during BOTZtober, we can have our fucking championship battle. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, got a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of things. Gang. Ari saying, shout out to Nexus, but shelf the Idol battle. Unfortunately, I don't want to do that out of fucking respect for Nexus. And I maintain the position because this guy Idol like went on our fucking Twitter spaces and like was dropping the N-word and the F-word and being very much extra. So I very publicly have announced or denounced that I'm not working with him, his league, and I'm not working with any league out of Nevada right now. So that is the last battle that will drop of him, and I'm not gonna shelve it just because of how much like. We did that before he did all of his fuck shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at the time I did that, I was of the assumption he was somebody, you know, that wasn't that wild.
Yeah.
Like, I knew he might have been out there a little bit, but he fucking seemed to be harmless and mean well.
Yeah.
To where, like, yeah, I can't fuck with him after all of that shit. So, and I don't want to really trust the level of infrastructure over there or trust the level of, I guess, professionalism, which is hilarious because it's fucking battle rap. So that's fucking some very loose.
Getting kicked out of a battle rap group is pretty.
Getting kicked out of a battle rap league because you have a
Going
lack of
like full
professionalism.
Kramer in the chat. Like
That's exactly what happened. He went full Kramer. So I definitely am not working with him any point forward from now on. But out of respect to Nexus, I still want to be able to drop the battle. And I think fucking Nexus kind of did the fucking work in that battle.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
Justice.
towards it's like, well, if Nexus wins, then is it really like a terrible thing that we dropped that? And then everybody can just, go to the battle and just say in the comments, oh, Nexus won because fuck the other guy. Like, that's how battle rap works. That's the beautiful fucking part of it. But I understand where you guys are coming from, but I'm gonna still let it ride. I'm just not gonna be booking them anymore. I promise you. I'm going to be peer pressuring you now to watch a battle. It's only going to be 15 minutes long. It's actually the battle that I just said we're going to be dropping next week, because I was telling you before we went live that it's a good battle because one guy is being very goofy and obnoxious in all the best ways that I love. But it's like you don't have to know battle rap to like laugh and be entertained at what one person is doing, and then the other person is actually like being serious, like actually rapping and battling to where you can get an idea of like what it is we kind of do around here. So you get to, we get to kind of have a best of both worlds, and we can kind of get to talk about it, because this is going to be Captain Autism versus Lucky, and I rode in a car with fucking Captain Autism for 4 hours to Reno. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have autism, but he is an absolute fucking treasure. Just let me know if at any point you want to like make a comment on what's happening, and I have to like pause it and like switch the audio. But let's get into this shit.
Easy to be nasty. We out here at the factory. Follow us at the factory 925. Book your session, thefactory925.com. Shout out Battleborn Clothing. You can go there for all your battle rap merchandise. Shout out Ryne Radio, Adopt My Block, Knocksmith Magazine. We're getting ready to kick somebody in the dick. To my right, battle rapper, introduce yourself.
My name is Captain Autism!
Well, damn.
Okay, Captain Autism out here having a
Autism like a goddamn motherfucker.
To my left, battle rapper, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? Hey, it's Lucky, Luck Dashy. You see a tracksuit on? Finna run through the league.
He's serious.
Okay.
He's serious.
Okay. Since Captain Autism came from furthest away, you decide. Heads or tails?
Heads,
Everything.
tails.
Tails. Everything counts. It's tails.
I would like to go first.
Okay.
Oh, Daddy.
Round one on Captain Autism. Let's go.
All right. Hold down. My name is Captain Autism.
Yeah.
But you can call me the captain. Now, Ryan had to push our battle back and back because they had a hard time finding a rapper that hadn't already capped him. All right. I've been rapping since the 8th grade when I watched 8 Mile. I came a long way, and now this battle takes place. All right? See, I love the game. I love rap battle. I love the gun lines, the fun times, the punchlines. I like the jokes, the brags, the boasts. Oh, man, who wants to hear about his girl, how I stole her and ran? So let's give a big shout to the culture fan! Let's go. We out here in the factory, best place in the Bay. I'm out here battling Lucky, best guy from the Bay, who just might be gay. Just might be. Shit. I don't want to say something that might not be true. That's why my life is followed by John, chapters 1 and chapter 2, but I skip over that for 3:16, you know what I mean? Because my life was saved for Jesus Christ, so he gave me a sword to fight with. That's the knife, that's my lyric. So tonight, I'm trying to get it on, I'm trying to get it lit, I'm trying to get the Holy Spirit in here. You know what? What the fuck? Fuck you, bitch! Battle rap! Can you handle that?
My guy said, I want to channel the Holy Spirit, but you know what? Fuck it. Fuck you, bitch. I don't know what the correlation is, but I love it.
Jesus Christ is the greatest among them, be your servant, so let me help you. I'm about to help you, Lucky. I'm about to teach you how to be just a little less sucky. You see, battle rap, it's roast and rhyme. So let me tell you how to toast a guy. Looking at you, I could say, you and that Kiana girl you're with, she won't, it's like your career. It'll never blow. It's funny, he's wearing the space-themed shoes when outer space where his career will never go. You came here to battle me, so maybe you could flip that around. But I would say, even though you're 10 years my senior, I've been battling longer and more rappers I've killed more. And didn't I see your forehead on the highway? Oh, that was a billboard. But you can flip it. You can flip it. You can say me and Macklemore should do 2-on-2. And if I wear a green shirt, I solve mysteries with Scooby-Doo.
Shaggy!
Hey. I love battle rap. I don't give a fuck who knows. They say Christians can't battle rap. Well, fuck everyone who's not in this building. I love everyone who goes.
All right.
So thoughts?
That was really entertaining so far. The billboard bar was really funny.
So you can see what I mean too. Like it's very much in line with like the way roast battles are, but it's just roast battles are just rap battles without rhyming. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
but like they like set up punch very much similar. Like honestly, like that's kind of how I got into comedy initially. Was like Dirtbag Dan started doing comedy, and I went to go see him at open mics, and then I was just asking him like, well, fucking like how long do you need to prep for like open mics? Like he's like 5 minutes, dude. And when I watched him, I seen like how terrible other people were. So I was like, I can do this. And he said that. He's like, oh yeah, no, you've battled. Like you if you can write in a matter of set up punch, like you can write jokes.
Yeah.
To where like I've kind of half-ass transferred that over, but I still got fucking a long way to go. But yeah, Cats and Autism definitely like. And both of these guys, it's like it was the debut. Like no one knew what to expect, and that's like what.
Yeah.
He just starts a battle, and we're just like, what the fuck is happening here?
This seems like harder in a lot of respects, just because like the improv level is so much more intuitive. I could see how.
Well, it is premeditated.
Yeah.
Like we definitely know who we're battling ahead of time, and we definitely like prepare. But there is that level of like this is a one-time performance, so you have to be like so polished with it that it is almost like you have to have some elements of improv in there. Certainly, like
That
with
makes
the way
sense.
that you perform, because with your jokes you can not just have many chances at like saying them to be able to rewrite them and whatever,
Yeah.
but you also have the way of being able to like know what the flow is and where the beats are at, and you
Yeah.
have to kind of keep repeating that. To where it's just like when you battle, you have to do that on your own before the crowd ever gets to see it, and you have to just rely on like yourself or whoever you like talk to within the world of battling. Like, hey, what do you think of this?
Yeah.
Like, and just hope that when you go to perform in front of the crowd, it's like, all right, I hope this works because this is the only time I get to do it.
Interesting. Yeah.
Like-
There's no open mic really or like test like arena for it.
And I tell all these guys, like, because you can write, like, you should go to comic open mics with jokes, even if you're not good, just to get the, like, performance nerves out.
Totally.
Just to have some sort of, like, because, like, if I, like, when I've done good in battles, it's because I'll hit, like, open mics, like, all week before the battle. And then, like, I'm, like, loose just with performing.
Yeah.
Whereas when I don't get to do that, I definitely notice a difference. Like, to where it's, like, it's very similar.
Makes sense.
And then, yeah, like I said, now we got Lucky, who's very more like, he's going to be more traditional, like, rapper like.
All right.
I'm feeling Lucky.
Luck,
Round one, let's
luck,
go.
luck. Man, swing back, Lucky.
So, I was born in the 90s.
Uh-huh.
And as a kid,
Yes, sir.
I love movies. I've been the same way ever since. Y'all seen Pocahontas?
I did.
Yeah, that was lit. If you haven't, the premise is a savage in love with a smith. I don't know what you did.
Talk that shit, man. Talk that shit.
Happy!
You gotta fuck
Happy!
You gotta fuck
Hey! I don't know what you did, but I've been sending your consequence. Abandon hope. You look like a snitch. You probably talk with a bug like Pinocchio. Fofo, Magnum, let the rim be blast. Steal Pinocchio. Cause a bullet go from a long nose to a jackass. This about to be bad.
Talk.
Happy! Hey, this about to be bad. I rap very well. It's finna get dark for you. Original fairy tales, he tweaking. Except in this. What was he thinking? That you would get lucky and win? Please, you dreaming. I'm scheming. Hey, y'all seen Hook? Well, this ain't gonna pan out the way you plan, gun in hand. And if I shoot, you ain't gonna never land, you'll never aim.
Talk that shit. Talk that shit. Talk that shit, Luck.
Hey, I
Talk
said, y'all
that
see
shit,
him, huh?
Luck.
Well, this ain't gonna pan out the way you playing gun in hand, and if I shoot, he ain't gonna never land, he'll never age. Gonna stay forever young. Like a Jay-Z song, Shadows, don't stick to the body once the soul's gone. He trying to run, because his time has come. Yeah, we can tell you shook, you lost, you showed your hand and lost it. Captain Autism, you Captain Hook, you lost, boy? Hey, hold on, you lost, boy? You gotta be stepping in my path. My marbles was gone a long time ago, but I'm good with that. Middle point, give him a kiss. He ain't surviving that. Facts. Ain't no amount of clapping gonna bring this fear back. Hey, it took. Yo, it took drugs to convince my shooter to get your family touched. A little bit of angel dust, send your nana up. I'm done. After this, we live in Tiger Lilies at your gravesite with a heavy side. He ain't want a battle, just an adventure. And the greatest one is to die. Lucky that's me.
Let's go. Time.
So I forgot to like that is a great example of like what a traditional like rap battle would seem like, because like you kind of did you gonna kind of catch like how he was doing that entire Peter Pan scheme, like how he was saying like the Neverland, talking about like there's like no amount of clapping will bring this fairy back to life, like shit like that. Like he's just going through the whole like that's very like that's battle rap's almost like this, like there's it's like MMA in the sense of like there's like people have like different sort of disciplines.
That makes sense.
Like there's people that are way more punchline, I mean, just like comedy.
Yeah.
Like they're like how comedy would have like way more joke writers versus like storytellers. There are people who are like way more punch heavy, where it's like more like kind of mixtape bars. They're focused on like, you know, people kind of have like multiple disciplines. So there's like there's people that like are really like multi-syllabic heavy, or they're very punch heavy, or they're both, or they're very much like all their setups are very like they rhyme super well, like I said, multi-syllabic wise, and then it builds up to a great punch, or they're like very scheme heavy, or they're kind of doing all the things. Like it's there's no very much of a limit to things, but there are like weird different disciplines that each battler either does very well or does a little like does well, like well-rounded
Makes
kind of
sense.
a thing.
Yeah.
So like he was a great example of that. And then like I said, like we can just go back to Captain Autism, where it's you'll see it just he keeps doing what he's started off with.
It's a fight. All right. Everybody. No, I know I've been joking, having lighthearted, but these are serious times. And I'd like to say, with the pandemic going on, even with the vaccine rolling out, still, we have more and more dead. So on a serious note, I'd like to thank my opponent's hairline for social distancing from his forehead.
Fight back then!
Yeah, he's done.
Get him shot! Get him shot!
Now look. Yeah, he's got a big head, but I call his girl Jimmy Neutron, because she gave me big head. And a lot of ass. I raw dogged her like Goddard when she asked, "Do you got a rap?" When I said no, she said pull out, but I said, "Sorry, bitch, got a blast." Get him shot! All right, but he came with some heat. He can rap. This is a debut. I thought he was a veteran. He came with those gun bars so bad the crowd went crazy like his Letterman. All right, but so let me try to do it myself. Because rap, gun lines, there's a part of battle rap. You see, I said, shut the fuck up. No, let's go. I said, if I pull the bolt action, your next action should be to bolt. These lines are about to make luck retire. That's why they call it a Colt. I could say, if I pull the Mac 11, then your life will go black than heaven. Or, what about the Mac 10? A 90s gun bar that was outdated back then.
That was balls.
Alright, you see, I was trained. I keep my finger off the trigger, but I can pull it in 3/5 of a second, then it'll blow you into 3/5 of a person. Again. This is battle rap. I came to scrap. I came to throw bars down. I came to fight with a crowbar now. That's why they call me the greatest of all time. Who called me that? Me, later in these rhymes. Now listen, hold it down. Hey, guys, listen.
He's playing music. Tell him, Shaq.
Wait, guys. You hear that? It's Lucky's battle career. There's nothing there. Just like when you took off your underwear. Okay. All right, that's better. Okay.
Time. All right.
Let's go!
Hey, listen.
This kid's such an enigma because he's so fucking funny, and so like out of left field. But then at the same time, he's so fucking like he has good shit.
Yeah.
Like when he's just like, if I have the bolt action, your action should be to bolt. Like,
Yeah.
stuff like that is like really clever. Fucking.
The dude in the chat was like, says that Luck is a rapper and Captain is a comedian, and the hell of what I was thinking is like, it's like watching Eric Andre versus KRS-One or something. Like, their styles are so different. Like, one's really obscure, like gives no fucks, and the other one is so like
Yeah.
surgical.
That's so good. That's such what this is because like not only is he funny, but he's funny in this like weird meta sort of way.
I was just gonna say meta. It's
Like-
really funny.
Oh my god, that's so appropriate.
That was Captain Autism round 2. Lucky round 2. Let's go.
Yeah. I said, Captain Autism.
Yes.
I get it. It's a gimmick.
Tell him, Luck.
At the end of the day, we don't know if he is or isn't. It's difficult to pin it. Just maybe a genius. That name is a great offense and defense. On offense, you can use flips about being special needs, and regardless of what you say, it'll all come back to the same thing. On defense, you can either kill an angle or make sure you met with scrutiny. Either your round don't make sense if he ain't, or if he is, you ostracized by a whole community. And I accepted this foolishly. Was it my arrogance to play here? Maybe. Or maybe it's the fact that this is battle rap and we don't care. Think spare the air day. Think spare the air day. I know you get it passed everywhere except today. Everyone pay their way the same. And he thinking no fair. But just to clear the air, this is not a nice sport. Be prepared. He hit me like, let's have a good battle. You should have came expecting blood, sweat, and tears. Respect only come if you fear. You disregard it if you seem scared. I know you hoped your name would bring you special treatment, but not here. Hey, ain't no sympathy in battle rap. Ain't no pat on the back or theirs. Instead, the strap in my lap, because he's very close to where the ops be at. And we don't know if they're there. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here to kill whoever y'all put in front of me. So nobody in this league would fear me. Respectfully. Man, this was light. Y'all want to see me go hard? Get a bet for me. This battle already over. Boss, what you got next for me?
Let's go. Hey, my boy's called Weak Heat. He's really got me, man.
Hold on, I just want to say something really quick because that was also another good example of like why I love like the serious side of this too, because it's a good example of like it's not always just a matter of like rhyming by what I mean with the Rubik's Cube, and like I think you can see there what he means with like the there and stuff, like with the way that the wordplay is like.
Yeah.
I've always like ever since I've discovered battle rap, I've always just been such a big nerd about it because it's like I'm very much like how you were saying, like you kind of just consider yourself very much a writer, and like maybe comedy is just kind of like another discipline. Like I've always just considered the same with battle rap, to where I figure it's just like another discipline, like to where I think like if I can be good in that realm, then I can be good kind of like just it's a different way of thinking, like the way of playing off of the words. It's you can use it in a way like because it's like poem threats.
Yeah,
basically.
Very much so.
Like there's always a joke about angry man poems, but like no one's ever really like people say that all the time, but there's also like poem threats is probably like a little bit more apropos because it's very much like people will do that, like use wordplay, but they're talking about shooting you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? To where it's such a weird thing to like pick up on, but once you pick up on it, it's like that's what's cool about it, and that's kind of what I love about what he's doing, because it shows like because like in comedy it always has to be funny.
Yeah.
To whereas this you can see like if it just sounds cool, people
that
are like
makes sense.
Fucking going crazy. Like if it's funny, then that's cool too.
Yeah.
But if it just sounds cool, that's all that matters. It's almost
Yeah.
like cutting a wrestling promo, and people just want to see you cut a good wrestling promo, but
Makes
like
sense.
make it rhyme and shit. And then I love like how you can tell
That's
like,
a good way of putting it too, actually.
right? And battling's weird in the sense of like heckling is somewhat allowed if it's like fits with the thing.
Makes sense.
But if you're doing it in a way of like taking away from the performance, that's when we get pissed.
Okay.
And then like we usually will be like, "Hey, fucking hold it down!" Like and to where that's where it's also different than comedy. To where like comedy, it's kind of up to the comedian to be like fucking like tear the fucking heckler down and make them want to shut up. To where
makes sense.
In battling, like you know, like some people have done that before and it's fucking amazing, but not everyone has that. To where it's usually like a thing that's policed by the crowd and the host. Like,
Gotcha.
they'll just call it out like when it happens, like if it doesn't fit. But then also like there's a weird level of like some heckling's good, like how you could see like people.
That's fair, yeah.
Like how he's talking and people just be like, talk that Peter Pan shit. Like people will say shit like that to where like it adds to it. Like
that's funny.
And you're not necessarily bad because someone's kind of complimenting you for what you're doing, you know. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to like. I'm trying to just be a guide to a certain
That makes
extent,
sense.
you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
it's helpful.
I'm trying to get my boys trying to get up and we run away so we can stop the murder. But Pittsburgh ain't seen to rape this bag to his Roethlisberger. Listen, Lucky. You said some things about me about being autistic, how you didn't know it was true or false. You said some things about me that really put you in danger. You really put me in danger. I think you didn't think through the things you said. You thought just really quick. But you need to learn about slander. Slander. That's civil code. The civil penal code 46. Now listen. What? Now you said something that wasn't true. And now listen. You said something that wasn't true. In the courts, I'm gonna destroy you. I'm not saying I'm gonna sue you, but my dad is a lawyer. Listen. All right, but I respect you because you didn't make a school shooter joke because I'm white. I respect you because of that. I respect you. I respect that. I thought that was really cool. But I'm gonna give you that Captain Autism special education and send you to school. This is every president. This is every president in order. It goes. Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Quincy, Adams, Jackson, Van Buren, Harrison, who was the best no comparison. Tyler, Polk, Taylor, Fillmore, Pierce, Buchanan, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant, Hayes, Garfield, Alford, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, McKinley, Roosevelt, Taft, Wilson, Harding, Coolidge, Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Tim, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden by executive decision. That's all the presidents. Listen.
You know what,
why does that have any kind of relevance? Hey! That was all in order! That was all in order!
Yes, sir!
That was all in order!
Talk your shit!
And it's all true!
Yes, fucking sir!
Why am I talking about presidents? Because this battle is gonna be viewed for history. But they're not coming for you! Now listen. This is the part, all right? You see, I came here with bars, never did this before, and killed it. You see, I come with amazing lines, the greatest rhymes, and a creative mind. That's what makes me the greatest of all time!
And that's time.
Let's go!
We have to discuss this.
Oh,
Like,
man.
I just love that there was just no, like, he just goes right into it. You know what I mean? Like, he's saying one thing and then he just goes, here's all the presidents. And he just starts saying them all. And he's like, he has like 3 words in between, like, he'll like say like 20 presidents and he'll say like 1 or 2 words to kind of try to string it together. And then he's just like, that's in order. That's in order. Yeah, that was all in order. That was all in order. And then he just straight says, what does that have to do with him? Absolutely nothing. It's just, this is going to make history. That's it. That's what I love about Captain Autism so much. We filmed another battle with him in Reno when he drove with me.
Yeah.
He wears a blue bodysuit underneath his clothes so you can see his blue arms. And he does that for 1 bar.
That's
like
hilarious.
just to say a bar about having blue veins and then nothing else. Like you think he's gonna like take off his clothes to have the bodysuit or whatever. Nope. It's for the 1 bar. Like he has these like he's not afraid to take like the greatest lengths possible just for like the smallest payoff.
That's amazing.
And I kind of love it. Like how you like pulled out like the penal code book. Like
Yeah.
there was no real necessary point for it. I mean, but it kind of did add and it worked because he's just like talking about penal code, penal code, and then fucking how his dad's a lawyer.
Yeah,
To where I'm just like, all right, man. Like he's one of my favorite people.
that's really funny. The dad's a lawyer thing too. I felt like it was kind of him making fun of himself for being white a little bit.
And like no reason at all. I respect you because you didn't make jokes about me looking like a school shooter. That's kind of one of those things you can just think.
That's a comedy trope too, like where I feel like there are those ones that are synonymous, like at every open mic, like I look like I look like A, and school shooter is always one about guys. That
And
look
it's
like
funny
him.
because that's one of those ones where like if Lucky said that about him, it'd probably be like 2 on the nose to where it wouldn't come off. Whereas where he said it about himself, it like hit a little bit
That's
harder.
fair, yeah.
Yeah, great self-awareness.
Talk your shit, Lux. Talk your shit, Lux.
Captain Autism, verse number 3. Round 3. Unlucky. Take us home.
What's up, Lux? Talk your shit, Lux.
Hey, so who gave the green light for this pedestrian crossing on our side? Oh, I see. You want us to believe you got to drive. Okay, fine. But you ain't get here on your own accord, right? Let me guess. Using the passenger side of your best friend's ride?
No, he's right.
Hey.
He's right. Shout out Nathan. Shout out my Uber.
Hey, scrub. Pulled up thinking it was a contest. Dummy. Can you conceive you of nothing more than a crash test? I possess every attribute that he ain't got. And that's a lot. You can't just pull up with disability and expect a special spot. Oh, God.
Somebody get him.
Hey, I was instructed to whip you all in front of box you up and ship you out. Delivery is normally a skill. Here was the plot. This is your sign to stop. This is advice that you need to hear. You should steer clear of this culture. Vulture ain't gonna veer, which is why I'm here, to help you drift into an early grave. When the rubber hits the road, we all gotta die, but I'm gonna make you lead the way. Basically, stay in your lane. It's a lot of navigating to get to that, I know. I just have to put on a show for y'all to drive the point home. Hey, chauffeur. Hey, before I go, one last thing I gotta know. Are you really autistic? Or is it a name alone? If you are autistic, I think it's brave that you're making the best of it. If you're not autistic, I think it's messed up to call yourself the captain of it. If you are autistic, let's go. Talk your shit. Hey, if you are autistic, I think it's brave you're making the best of it. If you're not autistic, I think it's messed up to call yourself the captain of it. If you are autistic, my best friend's a special ed teacher. I can relate. If you're not autistic, that's disrespect to those living it day by day. If you are autistic, this is the perfect platform for you to educate. If you're not autistic, you can get a special education with a 38. I said, if you are autistic, this is the perfect platform for you to educate. If you're not autistic, you get a special education with a 38. Hey, if he is autistic, it could be developmental, so maybe he ain't understood. I'm gonna say this one time clear. It's better being lucky than being good.
Hey, make some noise for that fucking battle right now!
So yeah, just battle rap is just very beautiful chaos, essentially. Like when it goes well, it goes great.
It's really fun, actually. I can totally see the similarities between just like regular stand-up roast battles, like improv to some degree, but like not as much. I'd love to see like more of it, I guess, just to like get a better understanding of.
Come out or just come on the show more, and I'll force you to watch some of those shit that we're fucking filming for sure. Like and like, you know, I always cook fucking tacos when fucking folks come through because it's the least I can do because I'm not paying anybody to be on this show. At least not yet. Who knows fucking how the fucking future of this shit can go. Because obviously that would be tight to fucking get like bigger folks and whatnot. But I definitely cook. I'm a fucking like white trash gypsy. So I'm just like fucking like, all right, what can I do for folks? All right, let's cook.
Very cool.
And you know, it's not hard. I just go to the Mexican market around the corner and fucking pick up the adobadada. Fucking, you know, it's just carne fucking seasoned up. Fucking, yeah, the ceviche already pre-made. That place
it's
over
really
here.
Good.
It's so good. It's right over here off Tennyson. Like, they just make everything already and it's fresh as fuck. Like, Great fucking shit. Anyway, beside the point. They don't fucking sponsor this show yet. That'd be so clutch. I should just hit up the Mexican market like, yo, sponsor my fucking show, dog. Give me a taco plate like once a week and we'll call it straight.
They probably would, honestly.
You never know, man. I sometimes sometimes you'll just be at the movie theater and all of a sudden you just hits the random ad of like the fucking like Indian place. Like, all right, fucking get it where you can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, definitely fucking if you can ever make your way out to a fucking battle, it's tight. Like, and like you're going out to open mics a lot, so it's like you'll definitely like appreciate like it's very similar culture and it's tight because we all just vibe. It's like open mics, but like everyone actually stays and they don't leave after their set always.
Yeah.
Some people leave after their battle, but for the most part, everybody wants to stay because the battle after yours, like it usually like builds up into a crescendo to like the main event, to where like and when things actually go well, the main event usually is like the best battle. So people will like they'll finish their battle and like, I want to stay because I want to see the main event or whatever.
Yeah.
And we try to like make the main event be like a fucking like a big battle to a certain degree, or at least it's like people that have had a lot of consistency within our league and all that fucking good jazz.
That's really cool. How does someone like get into battle rap then? You just show up at it like
yeah.
It's something that like I know exists and like has always been around me on the periphery. Like I have friends that do like more than one style of music or whatever and are involved in it, but I have never wound up like at an event or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's esoteric.
It's like fucking the vampire world of hip hop. Like it's such a niche culture, but like once you get into it, you're definitely because it's one of those things where like if you get into it, you have to really be into it to stay up to date with it. And like really keep it on your periphery. Like I still stay up to date with a lot of things, even though I don't like really watch the way that I used to, and especially because I run a league.
Yeah,
I'm very insular, and the more and more, lately I'm just putting a lot of fucking focus into this shit because I finally decided that maybe problematic women aren't the best fucking thing to chase after. You know?
Not the best use of your time.
So maybe just be creative. And fucking I just be trying to do this shit a lot. So try to run monthly events, and then it's like I said, it's cool because it combines like the best elements of everything, really. Like because there's comedy to it, but then there's also like a level of like serious art to it. And, like because not everybody can really pick up on things. To where like I feel like definitely any comedian that I show this to usually always like understands what's going on after a few like minutes.
Yeah.
Like it takes a second to really get like how people are like it's almost like a language in and of itself.
Yeah.
Because it's not just like regular it's like rap to like a steroid level.
Makes sense.
So it's like it's not only just a matter of like and there's no beat. So it's not so much like you have to kind of create your own flow, but then also what you're saying has to be like so creative in this like weird Rubik's Cube sort of way. But then, like me, certainly it took me like 2 or 3 battles to watch to like really, really get.
Yeah.
Because there's like so many references that you may not be understanding, or just the way people are using the wordplay to things, or maybe a scheme is like way more longer than you even realize.
That makes sense.
Like there's a lot of things like that to where battling's another very much thing how you were saying earlier with like music albums or how Ava was saying with movies, to where you can watch a battle like fucking multiple times and always kind of catch something new on a rerun, like on a good battle. Like some battles, it's like, all right, I kind of seen what I needed to see there, but there's other ones where like, fuck, I need to watch this motherfucker like 5-6 more times to really like, because there's some people, because we're very much a developmental league here, so
makes sense.
I joke with people all the time, like you should like be like when you're here, you should be trash for like 3 or 4 battles. And then all of a sudden you should have like 2 or 3 good battles, and then I shouldn't see you anymore.
Yeah.
Like you should be
That's
like
funny.
out and about and like traveling. Like if you want to still come back and show love and be loyal, fire. Yeah. But like you should be on that level of like at a certain point you should be so good that you don't need to be here anymore.
Yeah.
And I like fully recognize that. I'm like what I'm doing here is just to try to get more new people involved, try to get more new fans involved. Bring to where I'm very open with it, to where like for the most part I just let anybody come through and try out. Like
that's awesome.
Sometimes that's fucking bit me in the ass, but sometimes it's been like
it goes like that in comedy too.
Yeah, but then there's other times where like somebody just hit me up on a random email like, oh, I have no experience whatsoever, I think I can do this, and then they show up and they're fucking like one of the best we ever have.
That's awesome.
Like, all right,
cool.
And then there's other people that like make a gang of music, but then they show up and they're like difficult as fuck, and then I'm like, oh, I thought you would understand how this works, but you don't. So you never know.
Yeah.
Like Chuck Berry said, you never can tell. But we probably should be wrapping this up because I'm gonna have to get to Oakland somewhat soon. But is there anything you want to let these folks fucking know about before we head on out of here?
Oh man, I'm not working on anything like too crazy at the moment. Just like in the process of like producing local shows like in the area. We're working on getting some going on like weekly at the Balboa Theater in San Francisco.
Oh, hell yeah.
My like comedy like brand is called Odd Times Comedy. I'm hoping to produce shows and stuff. The stuff I have in the works as far as like podcasts or anything more serious is just like so far in the future that I really don't have a ton to promote other than, you know, if you check out my Instagram with just Sarah Kharri comedy, I have just my weekly comedy show schedule if you're ever like around in the Bay Area or like the 209. That is usually where I'm around at like clubs, bars, etc. Would love to see you come check that out. And if you follow my socials, then eventually when I get more stuff going on YouTube and all of that, it'll be there and a little easier to find.
Hell yeah. Is there any plans of like trying to put together like a half hour or an hour to like really be able to like put on the internet or anything like that?
Yeah, that's more or less kind of like I have to walk a really fine line because of my day job having to do with like PR. So I'm trying to keep everything that I do like offline until I have something to promote, and then I can lean like really hard into marketing it and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I would say I'm comfortable doing like 20 minutes like actively like with how much stage time that I can get, but as far as having like a polished like 45, that would ideally be like what I would like to put on an album first. Reason being is just like I don't know. If someone's been following me for a long enough time, I want to give them more than like 20 minutes of material.
Yeah, no, fair
And
enough.
being patient with me and like going to my shows in like infancy are like the most important ones. So the first one I do, I want to be a little bit longer, but I also want to put enough pressure on myself to be actually like proud of it instead of doing it just to say that I did, you
Hell
know?
yeah. I mean, that's probably like the sign of a true fucking artist, like what we were saying earlier, though. Like, there's people that just want to get put on to where, like, there's somebody that I can ask. Like, there's a lot of people that I could ask that question to be like, oh, yeah, I can fucking do like a half hour tomorrow. And it's like, no, you can't, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Or maybe you could, maybe you can't. But, like, I trust the people more that, like, what you just said, like, nah, fuck, I don't know, man. I'm just fucking, I'm a fucking wreck. I'm trying to do a bunch of, not that I'm saying that you said that, but I'm just, I like the people that are way more like, if I ask them a question like that, they just like I can understand how like you've already asked yourself that question a bunch, kind of a thing, to where I'm like, I fuck with it, to where it's like you're gonna put something out eventually. Like that's how I like it, but it's just you're probably just way more of a quality over quantity kind of a person.
Big time. And I don't know. I feel like the advice that I've gotten from people that are way better than me and have been doing it for a long time and are like making their living off of comedy, they always say like savor that first 10 years because you don't get them back. And once you are like in it and you're producing, and let's say things do go well, right? You're never not going to be on a deadline for the rest of your life. Like making it is still like making it into kind of like this crucible of like constant pressure as like an artist, and you can see which ones do very well with it and which ones maybe more like me and kind of like to like ruminate on their projects a little bit more, but demand doesn't necessarily work that way. So with this like first 10 years, it's the only time in my life that I'll ever not have that if things go well. If things don't go well, then I'll have all the time in the world and I guess I'll be good at it.
Okay.
But yeah, with this like first time, I like just want to do it right. I don't want to rush myself and really want to maximize like the learning before I have to do it on a deadline. Having my own standard for what's good.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. I think you could rock a podcast though for sure, and like just make it be like something that's truly on your time. Like
Yeah.
if it is like once a month or whatever, like whatever, just to get your toes wet or whatever, and like,
Yeah.
and like to be able to have that more time to really focus more on the quality. Because this is my shit's way more of a quantity game than it is a quality game. Like I realistically would like to be more on a quality scale, but I've come to learn like my biggest superpower is just the execution more than like
Yeah.
because if I sit things on things too long, I don't do it at all.
Yeah.
To where like, and I get way too like, oh, is this even good or whatever? To where like I'd rather just throw it out there and be shit, and then like forget about it, and
Yeah.
then just keep going on to the next thing, and then like I'll look back and people will be like, oh man, I wish I can just really like go the way that you can. I'm like, really? Because I don't think half of this shit's good, but
That's funny.
I listened to like a David Letterman interview one time where he was talking about that, where he was just like, I don't think fucking most of my shows were good. He's
Yeah.
like, I would like after every one of them, I'd just be like, that's just fucking dog shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I guess that's how that just kind of works. Like the people that kind of do it the best are just never happy about their shit.
Yeah, that's fair too.
I've hit a level of like, if I'm just not happy about it, maybe it's good.
Yeah, there's kind of like that macro micro like approach to things, and I think like what works for one is not necessarily what works for the other. Because I like kept a lot of pans on different burners, like a lot for like most of my 20s, and I was pretty good at it for a while, but then I don't know, I just hit like a wall where I got unmotivated, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
where,
like it all feels too daunting.
Yeah, I got kind of resentful. Like I was like, I need to quit at least one of these things because like I have no time anymore.
Preaching to the fucking choir.
Yeah.
These guys know I quit like every 6 months.
Yeah.
And then I just get moody for like 2 weeks, and then I just come right back.
That's so funny. That's exactly. I even kind of go through that now, even though I am like slow and steady. Like sometimes I'm just like, God, I'm going so far out of my way, like to just like stand in my own way.
That's fucking fire.
At this point.
Nah, I feel it. It's that's like the mark of the beast, I suppose. Like,
yeah.
Kind of we all go through our own like self-doubt, I suppose, if we want to call
that
it.
That is how I know I love it, though, because like even like after a week of not being active, I'm like, you know what, like I'm meant to do this. What the hell was I thinking?
Yeah, no, I've come to realize as well, like if you're not getting butterflies and it's not pushing, like if you're not constantly questioning like, why am I doing this, like I don't know, like maybe, like I don't know, to a certain extent I can understand somebody that's like, oh no, I just know I'm meant to be doing this, but even then I'm like, I just don't trust it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you just know. So I'm just like, even my favorite people have been like, oh no, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be doing this, and then they like come out again and then like do something like amazing to where it's just like, I feel like that's just the process for a lot of people, and especially comedy in general is one of those things where like you have to go out and live life and fucking love and loss and get fucking hurt and make some wins, and you have to really able to report back to the fucking people you're talking to in a way that's not fucking bullshit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that sounded poignant as fuck. I didn't mean for it to be, but fuck, sun shines on the dog's ass once in a while. But yeah, you guys make sure you go check out fucking, I'm glad you said your name, Sarah Kharri?
Yes.
See, I almost thought it was just
Nailed
Kharri.
it.
I almost thought it was Kharri, but nope. I'm just white as fuck. I can't fucking pronounce anything outside of just plain ass names. It's funny too, because on my Patreon podcast, I'll be like reading articles once in a while, and I just like absolutely butcher Japanese names and things like that. It's fun.
It's tough. I always ask people to spell them phonetically. I don't want to embarrass myself.
Fair enough, but hell yeah, no, I fucking appreciate you for fucking rolling through. It's been fun as fuck. Like, come back anytime if you happen to do fucking anything that needs to be promoted, or if you just want to chill and shoot the shit and fucking eat some tacos and get stoned and all that good shit.
Anytime.
Fuck yeah. No, and I appreciate you guys as well. Fucking thanks for tuning in. I know it was a little bit of an early one, but I'm going to go fucking allegedly help with a DDA video. But make sure you go check out the fucking Patreon, patreon.com/BOTZ battles. Only $5. Watch all of our battles before they ever hit YouTube. As you guys saw, the YouTube schedule is out. All the battles will be rolling out starting June 3rd. I also have my own personal Patreon, patreon.com/Ryne Radio. I do a morning show every single day. I didn't do an episode today because fucking I was allegedly up on shrooms and depressed about getting my window smashed in. So, you know, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. But fucking, I hope you guys are out there fucking earning the daylight, not burning it. Fucking all the luck and love to you, and I'll fucking catch you on Thursday. Peace.
Yeah, put in things when you see us. Like, what's the big idea? Bentley, Benz, or Beamer, we be swinging like we teed up. They don't know shit. Pull up, then we swipe before they re-up. Say they don't know shit. Glock up in their face so they don't see us. Put in things when you see us. Like, what's the big idea? Bentley, Benz, or Beamer, we be swinging like we teed up. They don't know shit. Pull up, then we swipe before they re-up. Say they don't know shit. Glock up in their face so they don't see us. Hey, I'll roll the chopper out the pack, then pull the big out. She think I'm Rambo when I'm shirtless with the stick out. Black on black when we attack, we never stick out. I get to squeeze until it's empty, pop the clip out. You
share your business with these bitches, let it slip out. You give your money to that hoe, so you a trick now. I don't say shit to the bitches, pull my dick out. First we fucked and when I'm finished, I'ma
Spam shit, my dogs is barking and got the taste for blood. Pop shit, you get your top split, I left them laying her. 9 true, you get your mind blue, but what you tryna do? Slide through, must I remind you? I be almost sipping a 40, yeah. Gripping a 40, yeah. I'll let one go, I bet your face will get distorted, yeah. End of the story, yeah. It's not important, we celebrate and spin your block up in that euphoria.
I got magazines for your issues. Activate with the pistol. I'm at your face like some tissue. If I bless you, I won't miss you. Bullets got it like a missile. Now they're gliding through your tissue. Hit your bitch, your friends, your family, anybody riding with you.
Little bitch, I walking like I'm God, but I'm a demon to you. Little bitch, I keep the pump on deck, but I ain't cleaning the pool. You feel that barrel bust, you feel that marrow crush. Little bitch, I rock enough gold to make a pharaoh blush. You put them things when you see us, like what's the big idea? Bentley, Benz, or Beamer, we be swinging like we teed up. They don't know shit.
Pull up, then we swipe them for they re-up.
They don't know shit.
Glock up in their face so they don't see us.
Put them things when you see us, like what's the big idea? Bentley, Benz, or Beamer, we be swinging